Welcome, welcome, welcome. In this series, we're going to talk about starting a business. And so, of course, we want you to think big and dream big. And we've got the shirt here to match. Think big, dream bigger. And so these shirts are available www.payhip.com/Biddles Group, or you can go to biddlesgroup.com. You'll have access to our store on the products page, and you can grab yourself a shirt. If you don't want a shirt, grab a free ebook or a free job aid. We've got free items there as well. So, starting a business, let's jump right in. Why would you want to start a business? Well, to create passive streams of income. You also want to secure your family's generational wealth. You also would like to do what you love while adding value to your clientele and or community. So if you're good at video games or coding or throwing events, event decor, and let's say it's a side hustle or it's a hobby, we can monetize that. If we start a business, there are tax benefits for you to start that business and to make it a legitimate business structure. So we're going to walk you through how to do that. This is our blueprint right here. As you know, starting a business is going to involve planning, making key financial decisions, and completing a series of legal activities. And then we have about 10 categories here that we will review. The first one is conducting market research. And so we want to do market research so we can build the business plan. The business plan is going to help fund our business. We'll pick our business location and or platform should we need one. We definitely want to pick our business structure. We'll choose our business name. We'll register our business. We'll look at analytics and reporting. We'll get our federal and state tax ID, and we're going to open a business bank account. So the first thing you want to do is you want to do your due diligence and you want to conduct market research. Market research is going to identify your competition, the niche that you have, or any value add that you have. It's going to identify your target market as well. So for example, my target market would be 25 to 36, and I do fall into a target market of 18 to 25. So conducting market research. Market research is going to help you find customers for your business. Competitive analysis is going to help you differentiate your service or make your business unique. Once you combine these, you'll find your competitive advantage for your small business. So market research is going to blend the consumer behavior and economic trends to confirm and improve your business idea. It is crucial to understand your customer base from the outset. Market research lets you reduce risk even while your business is still a gleam in your eye. And so I want to focus here. So let's say we start a hair salon. Is our target market going to be majority men? Probably not. We want to target and advertise and market towards women so that they can get their hair done in our hair salon. So that's why it's important to understand who your target market is, because if you go sending ads to males, they'll ignore it and you won't get any customers in your hair salon. Now, there are some males that do go to the hair salon, and so this is just strictly an example. This is for a majority case. You want to gather the demographic information to better understand opportunities and limitations for gaining customers. This can include population data, age, wealth, family interest, or anything else that's relevant for your business. So let's say, for example, you're throwing a wedding or you have a wedding planning company or event decor company. And so you're going to want to know, let's say, interest, or you want to know details about the customer, where they are in their life path. Um, and so that's going to help you really hone in and focus on that customer. If you're selling financial services and you're selling like high value life insurance products, of course you're going to want somebody with some wealth. If it's $1 million or $500,000, $250,000 policy, you're going to want to know the information so that you can target these people that have those funds so that they can get your policy. Age, there are people that sell health insurance. And so if you're with Medicaid, Medicare, I think Medicare is the one for 65 and older. You don't want to market Medicare to a 20-year-old, for example. So I think you get the idea. Let's move on. Market research. So demand. Is there a desire for your product or service? And you can answer along as we go through this presentation. Is there a desire? Do people want it? Market size. How many people are interested in what you're offering? So let's take an example of crypto for a minute. 15 years ago, the market size of crypto was void or nil, very small. And so if you were offering crypto services 15 years ago, or crypto education, people might not be interested because it didn't hit the mainstream yet. It would give you a first mover advantage, but you would have to wait until those payments really start coming in when it hits the mainstream. And so that is a way to position yourself at the forefront, but you'll have to wait for those, for it to hit the mainstream. So people say, hey, I do need this crypto education. So let's continue. Economic indicators. What is the income range and employment range? That way you'll know if they can afford your services. The location or platform. Where do your customers live and where can your business reach? Market saturation. How many similar options are already available to consumers? Price. So let's take snow shovels, for example. You can find a snow shovel any and everywhere, right? Any store, hardware, home supply store, probably like Big Lots, just any kind of consumer goods store. Probably find a snow shovel. So the market is saturated with snow shovels. What is your snow shovel going to do? Does it shovel snow by itself? You just turn it on, let it go like a vacuum, and it gets like one of those robo-vacs, and it's a robo snow remover or whatever you would call it. That would be innovative. The market's not saturated with that. But you do have to take into account the other shovels. Even though you have an automatic shovel, you have to take into account the other shovels. Pricing. What do potential customers pay for these alternatives? So the pricing of a shovel is going to be pretty standard. I wouldn't expect anybody to spend over $20 for a shovel, right? And that's probably a little pricey in itself. With inflation, I'm not sure, but I wouldn't expect to spend over $20 for a shovel. $20, $30 maybe for a really good, deep shovel. So here are a few methods to conduct market research. You can take surveys. You can send surveys out. There's SurveyMonkey, questionnaires. You can use SurveyMonkey to do a questionnaire. You can have focus groups. You can do in-depth interviews with some of your clientele. You can research on Google. And there are The Economist, Wall Street Journal, sources like that will give you information on demographics and market research. There are also government sites, state and city sites that you can tap into that will give you the population of a city, the average income of a city, the average education of a city, and things like that. So you just want to go to your city's website or your state's website and then you'll be able to search for demographic information and find it there. So, using competitive analysis for market advantage. Competitive analysis is going to help you learn from businesses competing for your potential customers. So this is going to be key in defining a competitive edge that creates sustainable revenue. So for example, if you're selling TVs and you know somebody else selling TVs, but they have poor customer service. So if your customer service is absolutely exceptional, let's say you just do refunds for everything, no matter what, you're definitely going to steal market share from the individual selling TVs that has poor customer service. So your competitive analysis is going to identify your competition by product line or service line and market segment. You'll assess the following characteristics of the competitive landscape. So market share, kind of like we discussed, strengths and weaknesses, what we discussed, they have poor customer service, you have great customer service. Your window of opportunity to enter the market. And so if we go back to that crypto example, the window is still a window of opportunity for crypto education. However, if you started earlier, that window is a greater window of opportunity. The importance of your target market to your competitors, any barriers that may hinder you as you enter the market, and indirect or secondary competitors who may impact your success. Okay? So we really want to think about competition and what's our competitive advantage and what is our niche. In summary of all of that 11-minute spiel, we want to really get our gears going and thinking about that. Once we've got that done, we can write our business plan. And so your business plan is going to be the foundation of your business. You're going to learn how to write a business plan quickly and efficiently with a business plan template. And I will actually put one of those on our website. I'll get you guys a business plan template. It may be up in about a week or so, but I'll try to get you that template so you can use that. So traditional business plans are more common. They use a standard structure and encourage you to go into detail in each section. They tend to require more work up front and can be dozens of pages long. This is true. Now there's something else called a lean startup business plan. They are less common. They still use a standard structure. They focus on summarizing only the most important points of the key elements of your plan. They can take as little as 1 hour to make and are typically only one page. So like a resume, highlights of your business, boom, 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 boom. So right here, you'll see both of the business plan components and the layouts. So in a traditional plan, of course, we've got the executive summary, company description, market analysis, organization and management, service and our product line, funding requests, financial projections, and our appendix. In the lean startup format, you can have key partnerships. Who have you collaborated with in the community, coordinated with in the community to have impact or add value? What key activities are you engaged in? What key resources do you have? What is the value proposition? What does your customer relationship look like? What are your customer segments? What are the channels to get to customers? And so when I think of channels, I'm thinking of right now, this is a YouTube channel. We have the Instagram channel. We have our website, our web-based channel. We go out into the community and we do financial education. And so that's about 4 different channels or avenues to reach different people. What is your cost structure? And what do your revenue streams look like? Okay, so lean startup is good, but if you really want to start a business and work with the SBA, they may give you the traditional plan layout. if you want to throw something together, establish partnerships, you really have to understand the goal of what you're trying to do. Of course, all business plans, they are trying to get funding, but if there's another purpose, like you want to collaborate with a larger organization, you might be able to present them with the lean startup format. Business funding. So your business plan is the foundation of your business, of course, and you want to learn how to write a business plan quickly and efficiently with a business plan template. And of course, we will get those templates uploaded for you guys, and I'll probably have a video of how to go through that template with you. So we want to fund your business. How do we fund your business? Okay, you can do it yourself, your own personal savings. You can ask investors, family, friends, or use crowdfunding. Or we can take out loans. Now, it's my personal opinion that we self-fund and we create a proof of concept. Now, this depends on the scale and the infrastructure that you need for your business. If you're trying to build, a water cleaning plant, then of course we may not be able to self-fund that. We're probably going to have to take out loans for that. But if you have a simple t-shirt press business, let's self-fund it. Maybe get some family and friends if we don't have enough. Let's put it together. Let's make a proof of concept. So a proof of concept is going to be, we put it in action and we see results, the results that we're anticipating. Now we can scale it up with additional funding. And that's going to help banks more likely to fund you when they see that you've already done it, as opposed to not having done it and asking for money. Business location and or platform. So your business plan is the foundation of your business. Of course, learn how to write the business plan quickly and efficiently with a business plan template. I think we covered that. Find a business location. So you'll need to register your business. You will need to pay taxes, and you will need to get licenses and permits in the place that you choose to locate your business. The things to consider are going to be region-specific expenses, local zoning ordinances. So let's say if you're selling food or if you're throwing events or parties, that has to be zoned for commercial use. If you're in real estate, zoned for real estate and land use. So there are zoning laws. And what that means is this particular area is supposed to be for this particular activity. So in simple terms, this is a residential area. This is meant for residential living, for residents to live, go out, play, enjoy. Now, if an area is zoned for commercial use, no residents should be living over there. It's commercial use, so they're all businesses. State and local government incentives, and federal government incentives. So when we look at incentives, I do have some investment groups, and one of my investment groups is exploring electric vehicle charger stations. And so we can create a deal with a strip mall owner per se to input electric vehicle charging stations, which is the next part of what we have to do. This is an actual thing we're reviewing. And so if we get into a deal with them, the government, because they want to go green, they have green initiatives or EV initiatives. And so in Michigan right now, the government will refund you up to or reimburse $70,000. So if you went somewhere, put up some EV charging stations, the government and you applied or you were approved for their program, you applied and were approved, they would send you that reimbursement money. So those would be something like a government incentive. Business platforms. So business platforms are going to enable you to reach your customers virtually. And so business platforms for freelance services, you can go to Fiverr or Upwork. Let's say you are an admin assistant or you want to help somebody out as an executive assistant. You can just go to Fiverr, Upwork, start your business there, see, get a proof of concept, see if you get customers. I remember my first time when I worked on Fiverr, I was doing stock research reports. I would manually do stock research reports for clients. And so they would come on the platform, look for that specific thing, and then they would put in a request, and then you would honor that request. Selling products. So, of course, Shopify, Etsy, Amazon Seller, eBay. There are multiple online shops that you can sell your products or your t-shirt press products, crochet products on. Consulting. Virtual communication platforms. So you want to use things like Zoom, Skype, WebEx, Microsoft Teams. So you just want to get an understanding of your platforms. And when I talk about infrastructure, part of that infrastructure is your platform. All right, let's get into business structure, people. So, and I'll have to correct that in the presentation, but you'll need to register your business, pay taxes, and get licenses and permits in the place you choose to locate your business. Remember that. Sole proprietorship. I won't go through these because we are at 21 minutes, but what this slide is going to do is it's going to help you understand the business structure of a sole proprietorship. And then we cover partnerships, limited partnerships, limited liability partnerships. So that is covered here as well. And then we get into the limited liability company. The reason why I didn't cover the previous ones, but I do suggest that depending on your business, please go back and review because those may be the best for you. But a lot of people want to set up LLCs. They're simple, they're easy. And so we will review LLCs. The LLC is going to let you take advantage of both corporation and the partnership business structure. They're going to protect you from personal liability. In most instances, your personal assets, such as your vehicle, your home, your savings accounts, will not be at risk if your LLC faces bankruptcy or lawsuits. So think Donald Trump here. This is what Donald Trump is absolutely amazing at, right? Starting companies, bankrupt companies. But he does it in real estate and he knows how to make money from it. And it's not a big deal. So don't be afraid if your company goes bankrupt. You can start a new company. It's fine. Profits, and don't be afraid to fail. I guess my biggest message here is don't be afraid to fail because failure is the track to success. Profits and losses can get passed through to your personal income without facing corporate taxes. However, members of an LLC are considered self-employed and must pay self-employment tax contributions towards Medicare and Social Security. LLCs may have a limited life in some states. So when a member joins or leaves an LLC, some states may require the LLC to be dissolved and reformed with new membership unless there's already an agreement in place within the LLC for buying, selling, and transferring ownership. And so that agreement can fall into the bylaws or the operational documents. I will probably put it in the bylaws though. LLCs can be a good choice for medium or high-risk businesses, owners with significant personal assets that would like to be protected, and owners who want to pay lower tax rate than they would with a corporation. So these are the benefits of an LLC. We do get into C corporations. Well, my suggestion would be to start as a sole proprietorship or an LLC with that built-in protection. And then we can graduate to various corporate structures. As our business makes money, we can get an accountant, we can get a lawyer, and they can walk us through what will be the best business setup to protect you. and it's going to depend on your individual situation. So let's get into business name. You can find the right business name with creativity and market research. Once you've picked your name, you should protect it by registering it with the right agencies. So look at all the above. We've got names that you know, Nike, Lowe's, Walmart, Prime, LinkedIn, Roku. So once you settle on a name that you like, you got to protect it. There are 4 different ways to register your business name. Each way of registering your name is going to serve a different purpose, and some might be legally required depending on your business structure and location. So your entity name is going to protect you at a state level. Trademark is going to protect you at a federal level. Your DBA does not give legal protection, but it might be legally required. Your domain name protects your business website address, and each of these name registrations are legally independent. Most small businesses try to use the same name for each kind of registration, but you're not normally required to. And so in some of our business, we just do Biddles Group because Biddles Investment Group is too long. And so the normal business is Biddles Investment Group, but we do Biddles Group on some platforms such as Instagram and other platforms, Facebook and such. Your entity name can protect the name of your business at a state level. Depending on your business structure and location, the state may require you to register a legal entity name. Your entity name is how the state identifies your business. Each state may have different rules about what your entity name can be and usage of company suffixes. Sorry about that. Got caught up in there. Most states don't allow you to register a name that's already been registered by someone else, and some states require your entity name to reflect the kind of business it represents. So if you're selling shoes, for example, they may say, hey, your name has to have shoe in it. Shoe shop, Tom Shoes. In most cases, your entity name registration protects your business and prevents anyone else in the state from operating under the same entity name. However, there are exceptions pertaining to state and business structure. So you want to check the state rules about how to register your name. And I'll give you an example. It can be Papers R Us. And so one Papers R Us might produce custom papers for you. And then another Papers R Us could be in a totally different industry. I can't really relate it. It's probably a bad example, but let's say they build cars or something, and they just decided to name themselves Papers R Us, except it's a mechanic shop. That might be allowable. Same name, very different industries. A trademark. So this is important. A trademark can protect the name of your business, goods, and services at a national level. Trademarks prevent others in the same or similar industry in the U.S. from using your trademarked name. Example is if you had an electronics company and want to call your business Springfield Electronic Accessories, and one of your products, Screen Cover 5000, trademarking those names will prevent other electronic businesses or similar products from using the same names. Businesses in every state are subject to trademark infringement lawsuits, which can prove costly. That's why you want to check your prospective business, product, and service names against the official trademark database maintained by the United States Patent and Trademark Office. I believe that's a link in here. I know you guys can't access the link, so if I can figure out a way to throw the link up during the video, I'll definitely do that for your convenience. So a DBA, you might need to register your DBA. which is also known as a trade name or a fictitious name or an assumed name. Usually DBA means doing business as. And so you have to check the rules for your state, county, and city that you're located in. But registering your DBA doesn't provide legal protection by itself. Excuse me. But most states are going to require to register your DBA if you use one. Some business structures also require you to use a DBA. If you're not required to register a DBA, you might want to anyway. A DBA is going to let you conduct business under a different identity from your own personal name or your formal business entity name. As an added bonus, getting a DBA and federal tax ID number allows you to open a business bank account. Let me repeat that. A federal tax ID number, or EIN, is going to allow you to open a business bank account. Multiple businesses can go by the same DBA in one state, so you are less restricted in what you can choose. There's also more leeway and more clarity of business function. For example, a small business owner could use Springfield Electronic Accessories for their entity name, but use TechBuddy for their DBA. Just remember that trademark infringement laws will still apply. Determine your DBA requirements on your specific location. It's going to be your city, county, state. Requirements vary by business structure as well as by state, county, and municipality. So check with the local government offices and websites. This kind of brought up something when we were going through this example, like Best Buy, for example. Best Buy could technically incorporate as Best Buy, and then Geek Squad could be a DBA doing business as Geek Squad under Best Buy. Now, I don't know if they've done that or not, but that's just kind of an example. Domain name. So if you want your online presence for your business, you got to start by registering a domain name. And that's also going to be a website address or a URL. Once you register your domain name, no one else can use it for as long as you continue to own it. It's a good way to protect your brand presence online. And in this day and age, everyone has to have a brand presence online. If someone has your name and you want to use it, that's okay. Your domain doesn't actually need to be the same as your legal business name, trademark, or DBA. For example, Springfield Electronic Accessories could register the domain name techbuddyspringfield.com. My advice would be to keep it as simple as possible. So one reason why I didn't do Biddles Investment Group is because it's so long and some people don't spell investment right. They might not spell Biddles right. But and I did want to change the company name to something simpler, shorter, like Lyft or Uber. Everybody knows how to spell that. It's simple. So you just want something very simple, not hard to spell, not complicated, so that people can get to you. You'll register your domain name through a registrar service. You'll consult a directory of accredited registrars to determine which ones are safe to use, and then pick one that offers you the best combination of price and customer service. You'll need to renew your domain registration on a regular basis. And that depends on what package you pick. You can pick 1 year, 2 year, 3 year packages with various domain name providers, GoDaddy, Wix. I'm not sure if WordPress offers it, but those are a few that I do know you can get domains from. Registering your business. So you will have to find out if you need to register your business. Your location and business structure determine how you need to register your business. Determine those factors first, and registration becomes very straightforward. For most small businesses, registering your business is as simple as registering your business name with state and local governments. In some cases, you don't need to register at all. If you conduct business as yourself using your legal name, you won't need to register anywhere. But remember, if you don't register your business, you could miss out on personal liability protection, legal benefits, and tax benefits. So we do not promote that here at Biddles Investment Group because we want tax benefits, we want the legal benefits, and we want the personal liability protection. Okay, so don't put yourself out there. We want to be protected. In case things go left, we are all right. Haha. All right, so registering your business. We register with federal agencies. Most businesses don't need to register with the federal government to become a legal entity, other than simply filing to get a federal tax ID. And I just looked this up yesterday. That should be a free service offered by the IRS. And what's great about a tax ID is it is never going to expire. Small businesses sometimes register with the federal government for trademark protection or tax exempt status. And if you want to trademark your business, brand, or product name, file with the United States Patent and Trademark Office once you've formed your business. If you want tax exempt status for a nonprofit corporation, you have to register your business as a tax exempt entity with the IRS. And then I believe that's 501c3 status. To create an S Corp, you'll need to file Form 2553 with the IRS. Now, if your business is an LLC, corporation, partnership, or nonprofit corporation, you'll probably need to register with the state that you conduct your business activity. Typically, you're considered to be conducting business activities in a state when your business has a physical presence in the state. You often have in-person meetings with clients in the state. A significant portion of your company's revenue comes from the state. Any of your employees work in the state. Some states allow you to register online, and some states make you file paper documents in person or through the mail. Most states require you to register with the Secretary of State's office, a business bureau, or a business agency. And just going back, I saw we had tons of links in here. And so this presentation is also available. It's got all the links that you'll need in here available to you. So if you want to leave a comment, I'll send that out to you in some way, shape, or form. You get it for free for watching the video. They're also available for sale. This presentation is also available for sale at the store. But for the first 5 subscribers, people that like, comment, we're giving it to you for free. Get a registered agent. Now, this is a requirement. If your business is an LLC, corporation, partnership, or nonprofit corporation, you will need a registered agent in your state before you file. A registered agent is going to receive the official paperwork and legal documents on behalf of your company. So it's kind of like your representative, your legal representative. The registered agent must be located in the state where you register. So I currently reside in the state of Michigan, but if I register in Idaho or Iowa, I have to have a registered agent in that state. Many business owners prefer to use a registered agent service rather than to do this role themselves. Now, you can do it yourself, but sometimes some requirements are that you get a registered agent. File for a foreign qualification. And so this is basically going to be if you are doing business as a foreign corporation in another state. So again, Michigan, let's say I'm doing business in Georgia or Florida, I would be considered a foreign entity. So if you file your business in more than one state, you want to file for foreign qualification in other states where your business is active. And so it's a bunch of information on here. Um, you will have to pay more. Each state's going to charge a filing fee, and they may require a certificate of good standing, which you will get from your state. Sometimes banks are going to require that, like credit unions. They may require a certificate of good standing. You just go to your state website, your business or corporation state website, and go grab that certificate of good standing. So you definitely want to check with state offices to find out the foreign qualification requirements and fees. You don't want to get caught up in this. Now you got to register your business. In most cases, the total cost to register your business is going to be less than $300, but fees vary depending on your state and business structure. The information you're going to need is going to be the business name, the location, ownership management structure and or directors, the registered agent information, and the number of shares. Yes, I said it, the number of shares. You now have shares for your organization, well, if you're a corporation. So the documents you need and what goes in them will vary based on your state and business structure. We discussed the business structure before. So your federal employer identification number, or the EIN. Sometimes people call this a TIN, which is a taxpayer ID number. And basically, it's like a social security number for your business. It's your social security number for your business to identify your business. So federal and state ID. Your employer identification number, EIN, is your federal tax ID. You need it to pay federal taxes, hire employees, open a bank account, and apply for business licenses and permits. So for example, if you have a food truck, you may need a license and or permit. It's free to apply for an EIN, and you should do it right after you register your business. Your business needs a federal tax ID number if it does any of the following. If you pay employees, you operate as a corporation or partnership, you file tax returns for employment, excise, alcohol, tobacco, and firearms. Those are also licenses and permits to do that, like a corner store, liquor store, gas station. You need license and permits for that. If you withhold taxes on income other than wages, if you use a key-off plan or a tax-deferred pension plan, if you work with certain types of organizations, you want to apply for an EIN with the IRS Assistance Tool. This tool is going to guide you through questions and ask for your name, your social security number, address, and your DBA name. Your 9-digit federal tax ID becomes available immediately upon verification. So that's free. And then your state filing, probably up to $300. Now, there are incorporation services. So I'm pausing right now. There are incorporation services that will help you, and they may range from $250 to $500, depending on everything that you want. And so Inc. Authority, Inc. File, I believe there's a company called Northwest. So just Google LegalZoom. I think they do it. They'll incorporate your business for you and give you all the necessary documents. So it's kind of like a full package approach, but it's more expensive. Now I know here in Michigan, I can file for an LLC for $100, but you still need an operating agreement, corporate bylaws. You might want a corporate seal, or even those shares we talked about, those stock certificates. And so these incorporation services will send you that in a package. If you choose to go it by yourself, you'll have to build out all those other tools because they will be required if you get audited or run into any kind of trouble. You want to be able to produce the documentation to the state authorities or federal authorities. So changing or replacing your EIN, this will go over changes if you have a name change, address change, change in ownership, change in management, change in tax status. You'll want to make sure you change or replace your EIN with a new one if any of those happen to your business. So the need for a state tax ID number is going to tie directly to whether your business must pay state taxes. Sometimes you can use state tax ID numbers for other functions, like protection against identity theft for sole proprietors. Tax obligations are going to differ at the state and local level, so you'll need to check with your state's websites. To know whether you need a state tax ID, you want to research and understand your state laws regarding income taxes and employment taxes, the two most common forms of state tax for small business. The process to get a state tax ID number is similar to getting the federal tax ID number. It's going to vary by state, and you'll have to check with your state government for the specific steps. So this is interesting here. 7 states have no income tax. I assume that this link is the link to take us to those 7 states. I'll try to pop them up on the screen after I edit the video. And another 2 only impose tax on income from dividends. States that do not tax income will determine figures based on business structure. Taxes also vary by state on employment insurance and workers' comp insurance. Understand these and other implications in calculating your startup costs and choosing a business structure. You want to definitely visit your state's website to identify if you need that state tax ID number in order to pay state taxes. Now, I do want to bring up one point that these states do have no income tax. And you say, oh my goodness, we're going to incorporate in that state. Remember what we talked about as a foreign corporation. So yes, in Michigan here, I could say, hey, we pay state taxes and state X has no tax. Why don't I incorporate in state X? But most of my business is done over here in Michigan. So I'm a foreign corporation over here. I have to file as a foreign corporation. Or you can incorporate in that state. But you just really want to understand the rules and regulations of that state. So licenses and permits. You'll need a federal license or permit if your business activities are regulated by a federal agency. Check to see if any of your business activities are listed and check with the right agency to see how to apply. Requirements and fees depend on your business activity and the agency issuing the license or permit. It's best to check with the issuing agency for details on the business license costs. So gas, alcohol, tobacco, firearms, any kind of environmental safety thing or anything dealing with chemicals. Sometimes food. Well, I know food licenses are required. So think about your business and you definitely want to research if any licenses and permits are required. So licenses and permits you need from the state, county, or city will depend on your business activity and business location. Your business license fees will also vary. States tend to regulate a broader range of activities than the federal government. For example, business activities that are commonly regulated locally include auctions, construction, dry cleaning, farming, plumbing, restaurants, retail, and vending machines. Some licenses and permits expire after a set period of time, so you want to keep close track of when you need to renew them. It's often easier to renew than to apply for a new one. You'll have to research your own state, county, and city regulations. Industry requirements often vary state by state. Visit your state's website to find out which permits and licenses you need. Now, our business bank account. Now, a checking account is going to help us handle legal, tax, and day-to-day issues. The good news is it's easy to set up a bank account if we have the right registrations and paperwork ready. So in order to set up our business bank account, we're going to need our EIN, we're going to need our business formation documents, our ownership agreements, and our business license if there's a business license required. You can just go online to open up a business bank account or pop into a local branch. I'm going to recommend that you do a commercial bank and a credit union. The credit union, and I want you to build relationships. If you like Chase or Huntington or Bank of America, Wells Fargo, whoever you're banking with, build a relationship with the banker. Not only that banker, but multiple bankers. Credit unions are going to be more likely to give you financing because it's a credit union as opposed to commercial banks. And so we definitely want to build those relationships. You want to find an account with low fees and good benefits. So things to consider are going to be introductory offers, interest rates for savings and checking. Now, interest rates have gone up with the Fed raising rates, so get the best rate. Interest rates for lines of credit, transaction fees, early termination fees, minimum account balance fees. Okay, so we want to keep our eye on that. And of course, the bonuses. A lot of banks give you bonuses just for bringing your money to that bank. Some other things to consider when you're opening a merchant service account is the discount rate, transaction fees, address verification service fees, ACH daily batch fees, and I believe that's automated clearinghouse, I think. Fees charged when you settle credit card transactions for that day, and monthly minimum fees, which are fees charged if your business doesn't meet the minimum required transactions. Payment processing companies are an increasingly popular alternative to traditional merchant service accounts. Payment processing companies sometimes provide extra functionality like accessories that let you use your phone to accept credit card payments. Think Square, Stripe. The fee categories that you need to consider will be similar to merchant service account fees. If you find a payment processor that you like, remember that you will still need to connect it to a business checking account so that you can receive payments. I believe PayPal might have a service as well. So, merchant services. As soon as you can start accepting or spending money as your business, you should open that business bank account. Common business accounts include checking, savings, credit card, and a merchant service account. Merchant service accounts allow you to accept credit and debit card transactions for your customers. You can open a business bank account once you've gotten your federal EIN. So most business bank accounts offer perks that don't come with the standard personal bank account. So these perks are going to be protection, which are business banking offers limited personal liability protection by keeping your business funds separate from your personal funds. Merchant services also offer purchase protection for your customers and ensure that their personal information is secure. Professionalism. Customers will be able to pay you with credit cards and make checks out to your business instead of directly to you. Plus, you'll be able to authorize employees to handle day-to-day banking tasks on behalf of the business. Preparedness. Business banking usually comes with the option for a line of credit for the company, so this can be used in the event of an emergency if your business needs new equipment. Right? Come on. Purchasing power. Credit card accounts can help your business make large startup purchases and help establish a credit history for your business. And so credit history is going to be your DMV, your Equifax business, your Experian business. One great way to really start everything is going to nav.com, nav.com. Nav is going to get you financing. It's going to make sure you've got bank accounts. It's basically a portal to set up your business how it should be set up. I went into Nav and I saw that I did have a DMB score of an A. Recently, I think Equifax report came up and that's a B. So the business has good credit. I do have to get Experian business. So I'm going to open up a Net 30 account. I kind of advanced with my business. We went from credit cards to lines of credit before I opened up Net 30. But the business has been here since 2007. So there were some things that I did. And now what we're going to do is move away from personal guarantees and get into that corporate credit. And that corporate credit or true credit is going to be no personal liability. So make sure that you get some credit card accounts. If you can't, start with the Net 30, which is Quill, Uline, Granger. Sign up with those. Move on to gas cards, Sam's Club, and then go ahead because those should be reporting. And so you'll be able to get maybe a business Visa or Amex. There was one more thing I wanted to touch on here. Oh, the line of credit. So that's going to definitely come in handy. So make sure that you get that line of credit or ask about the line of credit if it's available or when it will become available. You definitely want to start taking payments through your personal bank account for the simple reason that through your business bank account, because it's going to show cash flow through that business. And then that credit union or that commercial bank is going to see that cash flow. Once they see that cash flow, they'll say, oh, let's give them a line of credit. Let's give them a credit card. They want to help support you, but they need to see something as well. Required business documents. So these are some documents that I was discussing that if you go through the incorporation service, they're going to give you all of these documents. If you don't go through the incorporation service and you take the cheaper route, which I would recommend, you still need these documents. And so that's going to be articles of organization or your operating agreement. Operating agreement is an agreement between the members of the LLC of how you guys will operate the business. Bylaws. You want to visit these annually. This is going to be the governance of the business. Meeting agendas and meeting minutes. You'll definitely want to keep track of that because if you get audited, they'll need to see that. Or if you're asking for tax write-offs for a business meeting where you went on vacation, we can't just say, hey, I had a discussion. We're going to have that documentation, okay? We got to have that documented. A DBA, and you're going to be charged a yearly registration fee for that. Of course, your EIN and TIN, have that handy in a safe place, and or your business and or strategic plans. Now, the incorporation service is not going to give your business, it's not going to give you a business plan or a strategic plan, but they will provide a base. They'll provide a template. And I don't want to say template. It'll be a pre-filled template of the above articles of organization or operating agreement and the bylaws. They'll give you templates for meeting agendas and meeting minutes. They'll pre-fill out the bylaws and articles of organization, but you want to take the members or your team, your management team, your ownership team through those bylaws because you can adjust them according to how you want to run your company. So we don't want to just take what somebody else gave us and run it that way. We can adjust this. You adjust it and run it how you want to run it, as long as it's legal. And this is our appendix. We made it at 60 minutes. And I think we've got S Corp, additional information in the S Corp. We've got B Corporation. We've got something called a closed corporation. And of course, we cover nonprofit corporation. So listen, investing, small business, entrepreneurs, personal finance, Biddlesgroup.com. I got to respill that. And I had one other error earlier in the presentation, but please, 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 at this very moment, this is when the greatest wealth will ever be created, the greatest transfer of wealth at this very moment, from COVID all the way probably until 2 years, 3 years from now, because it seems like we're headed in a recession. And so this is your time for opportunity. This is your time to shine. You want to think big, dream big. Listen, if you're not thinking big or dreaming big, what are you doing? Let's start thinking big. Let's start dreaming big. Things will manifest. Good luck to you in your journey. We're going to come with more information. If you want detailed information about certain sections in this presentation, please drop a comment. Let me know what you want a presentation about. I'm your research guy for investing, small business, and personal finance. I got you because I love this and I want us to succeed, and we will be great. Okay? All right. Have a wonderful day and God bless.